I remember I used to talk to when I used to talk to any of my friends, right? We just sit down and have a conversation, which in that case would be a monologue because it'd only be them talking. They'd say things like, "Oh yeah, so I'm trying this new thing, and um, it brings me a lot of joy and purpose. I feel like maybe we could try this thing together." For example, I don't really recall any conversations that I've had with any of them talking about that stuff, but yeah, I'm trying this new thing and maybe we could try it together. It feels very purposeful. Maybe it'll give you purpose too. All I could think about when looking at them was like, okay, so their eyes are like this, their mouth is moving like this when they talk, their teeth are pretty white, they're not very aligned, and their hair is kind of, okay, it's kind of flashy, but it's not as good as mine. Oh, okay, maybe it is as good as mine. Constantly in a cycle, my brain would keep on black pilling every single conversation I'd have with my boys. And that's the topic for today. See what I wrote. How the black pill silenced my friends in my head and made them mute. I'm sure you can recall when you're in the black pill and you talk to somebody, you you're not really present. You're basically the opposite of present. You're in a state of mind fog and you just listen to them talking while you don't really have any input because all your input's about their face, their way of speaking, if they're better than you, comparison. It's mostly comparison anyway. And it's degrading to you, but it's degrading to them as well because it doesn't matter what they're talking about, you're still going to be thinking about that stuff. And it would make me very distant from my friends and stuff. I wouldn't often like to talk to them because I just feel, okay, if we're gonna be talking, then I'm gonna be talking in here about what they look like, if they look better than me, and decide whether or not I'm gonna pity them or envy them. Yeah, it's pretty demasculating when you think about it. By the way, I'm a little bit on edge because a bee just flew in my room when I opened the balcony door. So if I start hearing something from behind, okay, I won't be screaming like a girl, alright, but I might twitch a little bit. So prepare yourself. So yeah, the topic would be that I never really gave them any attention during my super black pill phase because I just could not stay present in any of my conversations, and that would just lead to misery for both me and them. I have a friend that objectively I'd say looks better than me. Every time I talk to this guy, still to this day, I'd always I would rarely ever listen to anything he has to say. I'd be like, man, dang it. Every time I talk to this person, dang it, why? Why him and not me? That was the mindset I was on. And now and then it comes back, but yeah, I kind of deflected. I have an easier time deflecting that mindset now than before. It's essentially that's the way it works when you're in the black pill. You can't really be present in a conversation. You can't evolve a conversation. You can't start conversations. You can't further conversations, expand them. You can't do anything with conversations. So all you're thinking about is their objective things, their face, whether or not they would get more girls than you if you're a guy watching this. And it's basically just comparing all the time. It's comparing you to the person you're talking to. Or not even talking to, you're just listening to them without hearing a word. And that could be the end of your relationships. That could be a missed opportunity of a relationship. Um, just you're not even in the moment. So that's what I want to say to you. When you're in this black pill mindset, I'm not looking at my notes, by the way, I'm just looking at the floor. When we have a black pill mindset, you close all doors to bonding or evolving your relationships with your friends. You can only see what they have. That often lead to envy or pity. Well, that's essentially what I said. So it made me feel either above or below them, and nothing else other than that would steer my relationships with the people I was talking to. When I was talking to well, most of my friends are guys. All of my friends are guys. My acquaintances, they can be girls, but when I talk to these guys, it'd be comparing, like, would this guy get more girls than me? He's taller than me, shorter than me. The whole black pill, list. If it was a girl, if I talk to a girl, let's say I talk to a girl I find at the gym, right? I'd be like, could I get this girl? Is she better looking? Is she in my league? Is she above my league? Is she below? Well, during that time, I wasn't really in the gym. So I wasn't in the gym, so I didn't really... This example wouldn't be the most accurate. But let's say I find a girl in school, and I talk to her, right, about the homework, and I wouldn't care about the homework. If you're a guy talking to a girl in school about homework, you don't really care about the homework, unless you really care about the homework. You just want to talk to the girl, right? I'll talk to her and I'd be like, is she in my league? Could I get this girl? Oh yeah, definitely get this girl. Would my best friend be able to get this girl? And it'd be comparison in that way. No matter who I talk to, it could even be like, it was so bad at one point, I'd compare myself to my parents. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, you're in a constant state of comparing, or just blackpilling the whole thing when you're talking to people, mainly your friends, and then that makes you distant from them because you can't really make conversation when you're not in the conversation. See what I'm saying? So sadly, I still struggle with this today, and it's sad every time I get reminded of how I used to be and think when I talk to my friends, and I'm like, man, I'm sorry. In my head I say this, I'm sorry I didn't take your talks seriously before. I can only really either envy you or pity you, and when you start envying your friends, you can't really bond with them. When you start pitying them, you still can't really bond with them because you have this state of mind, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for you. So that would kind of close the doors to expanding my relationships with my friends, my acquaintances that would maybe become friends. We'd have a chance to become friends. You'd close the door on that too. So what I would say to you is, what helped me was to work on my ascension, or becoming self-improvement, whatever you want to call it. When you work on your purpose, if you're a man watching this, then it's purpose. If you're a girl, then it's love, relationships, etc. But find your purpose and just work on it. if you work on your purpose, then you're gonna find yourself being more present in the conversation because you have something more to bring than the black pill checklist. You see? So when talking to your friends, you actually have something to bring. If they talk about basketball, say, you can be like, yeah, it'd be nice to try something. It helped me with my cardio because I'm doing this fitness thing, right? And you think less about the black pill stuff because you have a purpose, and your purpose is bigger than basically anything else. A purpose is, I would say, the number one thing in a man's life. If you have a purpose, then you have everything else, not everything else under check, but you always have something to bring, in this case, into a conversation. And then so your mind, battery went out. So your mind won't be dwelling on, you know, whether or not they have a good face or not. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.